The most important thing for American national security interest is to prevent this war from escalating beyond the Gaza Strip. I mean, it's in our interest to get this war resolved and ended quickly, and I wish we would be putting a lot more effort in diplomatic arrangement to find a way to end the war. But absolutely the biggest issue is to prevent it from going wider. And of course, we have the issue in the northern part of Israel with Hezbollah. We have the issue of U.S. troops in Iraq and Syria coming under almost daily barrages, issues in the Red Sea with Shep, and then this issue with Erdogan, ramping up the rhetoric. And look, every one of these things is moving the whole course of the war in a bad direction. And it's something that we need to be putting a lot more diplomatic effort in getting a control of.
Let's focus on the Red Sea for a moment. I know the Houthi rebels have essentially said to American forces, we're not your enemy, we're standing in solidarity with the Palestinians. What is the rational course of action available to us?
The Houthis have said actually more than that. They said that we don't have a beef with you, but if you attack us, if you actually strike our launch points and all that, then we will attack you in the region as well. They said we don't want to if we don't have to, but we will if you attack us. So there's a lot of people that are already saying, for the very reason you just mentioned there, we can't literally do nothing and allow them with impunity to continue to interrupt shipping in the whole region there. But if you take that course of action, then you have a significant shot of it at escalating this war and drawing more fire on American interests and personnel in the region. So it is a very difficult situation, but we also can't continue what we have, which is just shooting down all these drones because, as you may be aware, some of these are $1,000 in $2,000 drones that they're putting up there, and we're knocking down with multi-million-dollar missiles. And you obviously can't continue that for a very long time because we're going to have to leave the ships pretty soon to get a resupply because you can't do much of those resupplies at sea. So this is a very tough issue, and frankly, there's not an easy, good answer. But getting this war over is the primary one because that's the cause that's resulting in this escalation.
It does seem like all the forces are aligned toward it being in America's interest for the siege on Gaza to end. What's standing in the way of there being a resolution?
First and foremost, it's Benjamin Netanyahu who has absolutely rejected any possibility of a negotiated settlement to end this war. He has set his country on a course emphatically and without hesitation to destroy Hamas militarily to bring peace to Israel. That's his stated objective. But Bree, look, the reality is that's not going to work because you can't kill your way to peace. The more people they kill, the more these now over 20,000 innocent people have been killed. You see it's causing rifts even more so in Turkey. You see it more so in the United States. The support for Palestine continues to grow, especially among the youth in this country. And President Biden can't continue to to turn a blind eye to this and say he's not going to do anything. He's going to lose his own support. And eventually it could cause the U.S. to stop supporting Israel. This has to change whether Netanyahu wants to or not, because he won't achieve his goals militarily, and it could precipitate expanding the war, and then everybody loses.
Does the impossibility of militarily defeating Hamas give rise to the likelihood that that is actually the more realistic objective?
Well, look, you have what's being said, and then you also have what's being done on the ground. And what's being said is that you have the president of the United States saying emphatically, two-state solution, two-state solution. We are not, we are for that Palestinian people. We're not going to, support them being ethnically cleansed or driven off the territory. You have the Israeli government that's saying the same thing. Yes, we don't want to destroy them. We want them to have, a self-governing capacity, but it's only got to be after they're demilitarized and all that. But then you see on the ground what's happening, and you see, look, forget about all the words. You see systematically the ability to sustain life in the Gaza Strip is being wiped out. I mean, it's being completely obliterated. So whatever they're saying, the fact is that after this is done, how are the Palestinian people going to actually survive more than just in UN tents and refugee camps? Because you're talking about water treatment facilities, electric facilities, just buildings to live in, just apartment buildings, places to have food, to restaurants. All the things you need to just exist are being wiped out. So it's unclear exactly what really is the objective. But when you look at what's happening, it does open the door to that being a possibility.
It seems that neither side really wants to end this conflict. So what are we to do about it?
There's no shortage of heap to be placed on Hamas and their leadership for what they're doing. But here's what I think that we should do that we haven't tried yet diplomatically. We need to give the people of Palestine, and by we, I mean primarily the Israeli government, it's to give the people of Palestinian reason to turn against Hamas. There's other people, other leaders in the Palestinian enclaves there in both the West Bank and in Gaza that could lead and say, look, we're going to support you so that you can lead your people in a good direction, but you have to reject Hamas because they're poison. They cannot be part of any settlement because they don't want a settlement. But if the people have reason to have a hope and something that they can say, yes, if we do this, we can live again, then there's a shot at that. But right now, there's not even a shot. And all we can do is to say the war is going to continue. And it can't be okay that the war continues on and the Palestinian people keep dying at this unsustainable rate. That can't be the answer.